Do you believe in miracles? We got Fizzle in the house. Fizzle, what's good, man? Fizzle, glad to have you here.
Let's go. This the South Harmon Podcast. Glad you here today. Hit that Patreon link if you here to stay. Dynasty best ball, that's my favorite way. 40 chess trade show, let's make a trade today or check a AMA. You know Adam at the ATM. Mike always in the building, he gon' stay with him. They gon' start every show off with their own trade. Fantasy's a big ocean, they made their own wave. Make sure you tapping in Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesday night, Saturday morning, ain't no better way. Hit that notification bell when the news break. Go subscribe right now, don't get the news late. Destination Devy, that's the team. Dynasty Football, man, that's my favorite thing. I remember Biggie said it was all a dream. Now people watching on their phones and computer screens. Welcome to the team. Let's start the show.
Woo! Tuesday night AMA. Hopefully, Adam too. The last one without a sponsor. Dude Wipes, get back to me. Hit me up. I can get you an email. Come on, Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes. I'm pretty sure Mike is like gonna destine our first sponsorship deal to be with Dude Wipes under any circumstance it's happening. There is no better place for Dude Wipes than the shit show, the South Harmon AMA. I mean, all the shitheads that we have here. You imagine how many Dude Wipes we're gonna need for all the shitheads?
I tell y'all, okay, when I make dynasty deals or I give you advice based on what I would do. I don't give you advice and I don't do it. I'm telling you, I wipe my ass every day with Dude Wipes, okay? It's destiny.
Every damn day. It's actually, Mike, it's true. There's quite a few of them here. I won't lie. You're covered next week. Don't worry. We got you. We got you, man.
Like, I cannot be left. I can't go through an airport, especially Chicago. Chicago airport without my Dude Wipe. I'm going to need it.
Here's what you need to do is either figure out a travel pack situation or you better just connecting flight really quick. You better get in and out.
I got a backpack. I can fit at least like 4 or 5 fresh packs of Dude Wipes in there. I'll be fine, man. What's up, everybody?
What's going on? We're off the rails to start. This is going to be an awesome show. I have so much faith in what this show is going to mean and could potentially be. Gino's here. What's up, Gino? Man, it's been Mike, it's been so long since I feel like I've kicked it with Gene. But tomorrow, give you guys a little preview, little drop. Tomorrow, I'm doing it off the line, baby. We're going off the line tomorrow. Get ready for this week's drop of Off the Line. It's gonna be a fun one. Me, Ike, and Gene kicking it off the line. I love doing the guests on their show, man. Really do.
It's a good time. Good time. We have been incredibly busy, and I say we. You've been doing most of the work, right? Was there something that came out today? I don't remember. I didn't do anything.
Honestly, I didn't sleep last night. I have no idea. What day is it?
I think it's August 1st.
Wait, what's August 1st? It's
yeah, you gotta think hard, don't you?
Holy crap! Is today MindWoRP Day?
I think it is MindWoRP Day, buddy.
Dude, someone put, I don't know if they're in the stream or not. Someone put to Scott's tweet.
Oh, that meme.
Bro, that meme. I'm literally like, I needed that so much. I was crying off that meme for a good minute, man. A good minute, dude. That was well played. That was well played.
That was a good beep. No, Dynasty MindWoRP. It's out. MindWoRP.com. Link down in the description. Bing, bang, boom. Go get it. Hopefully you were smart and you went and got it when it was 30% off right before August 1st. But you and Scott went to town, man. How many hours of content? Because we always joke about when you and I get together with Scott, or I do anything with Scott, or you do anything with Scott. We joke about, man, we could talk about this for the next, day. And I think you guys actually did a full 24-hour day worth of content.
I don't know. I'll say this. I don't know if we actually got to 24. I didn't have a chance to go through and do the numbers. I do want to do it just to see. But here's what I'll tell you. There was 25 episodes. The one thing, though, if you watch it start to finish, if you have it, if you don't have it, you want to get it. It's kind of like with you and I, Mike. Like Scott and I have done a bunch of guests together, right? and we have great rapport with friends, but like doing a bunch of shows with each other is a lot different. You know, like for you and I, when we started doing more shows, we get more comfortable. We know when Mike's leaning into it, let him go, let him have his stuff. Like you learn like more about, and you get more rapport with them. So if you catch it early, like one thing that's funny, our video section, because of the way it's going to stream off of our website and the quality of the files, 30 minutes is the max you can have at once. And then it's going to go to a part 2, right? A second part of the show. So Mike, like the first 2, 3, 4, right? You're getting like 2 or 3 parts of what we were trying to do in one show, right? Just to give you like context. So we're thinking, let's bang out this half-hour episode, right? And we're like really getting closer to like an hour and a half. You know, what you do see is the rapport got a lot better. And there was some of those episodes that we got efficient at, which is hard to believe, where we get out in 20, 30 minutes, like actually what we're trying to do. So I think the later part of us getting more efficient and not making the same points or getting too far down rabbit holes away from where we're trying to go might have tightened up the hours on the back end. But regardless, man, it's over 20. I mean, there's 25 episodes. There are some that are 20 and 30 minutes, but there are multiples well over an hour. So it was a lengthy show and series. And we did that, Mike. This is the craziest part. We did that all little over a month's time, on top of all the content we do on our side here. So
you were doing it in New York, hanging out at BDG.
Episode 1 and 2, man, are in NYC, you know?
Come on, man. That's crazy. No, I just know that this weekend I'll probably hear this is what's tough for me, Adam, because you dropped it. I'm so incredibly excited to dive into it, right? Just the way we think, and we've been talking about it. And you said you were doing this with Scott, and I couldn't be more excited. You know, it wasn't like I was the third wheel getting left out. It's just hard to get 3 people together. It's really hard to do a 3-person podcast. It is, because you got to be the point guard. Somebody's got to be the point guard, and they never get any shine. It's much easier if you just do 2 people. But you two, I think a lot like you. I really think a lot like Scott. Scott's one of the most incredible dynasty minds out there, one of the most incredible minds in the fantasy football space, period. Yep. So when you told me, you're like, hey, we're doing this, this is our vision for it. And to see all the hard work that you put in over the last month, and to see you two come together and it actually be official and it's out. I know this weekend is going to be rough for me personally. It's the last weekend. I'm going to be at home. Next weekend, we will be at the Expo.
Yes, sir.
We'll be together starting Tuesday night. I'm flying out there.
It's gonna be awesome.
So we'll be doing some content. So this is the downside, right? Because like my wife is going to want to spend time. She's like, "Hey, you're leaving for a week," and it's actually more like 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's something give or take, right?
Mike is going to be at either the shit B&B or my house for a good amount of time.
Right. So she's going to be like, "You're leaving this weekend." And I'll be like, "Baby, I can't talk now. I got 24 hours of Dynasty MindWoRP I need to watch." So she's going to be angry, but I don't care. I got to learn everything I need to know about WoRP, how to use it in my leagues. I want to take advantage of every single league that I'm in. I do. I want to set this up so it's just in a couple years, it's like, damn, Mike, you win every single league that I'm in with you. I don't want to play with you no more. How about I just give you 50
Mike wants to start
Mike
wants these guys to start taking their ball and going home. Wow. No, it's kind of cool too to do the Netflix style drop, so to speak, right? Like here, you guys want to go to Binge Town? You want to go to Binge Town? Here you go. You want to get through 25 episodes? You're gonna have to have some time on your hands and be a serious DGen, which. I think a lot of the people here. What's that?
Amazon Prime needs to take notes. Okay,
that's true. Hey,
they need to take notes.
Watch out! South Harmon's coming up, man. South Harmon's coming up at you.
I'm blanking. They had that new like spy series on Amazon, but they were doing 1 episode at a time, like every single week. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man! Just Netflix it, drop it all at once. Right? I want to watch it on the toilet. I want to watch all of it. I never want to take it off my screen. I know. So I'm glad that you went the Netflix route, not the Amazon Prime route.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe that's the new wave, and I'm set in my ways. But I like to have here. Boom. You want to like you're waiting for drop day, and when you're done with episode 1, if it's like a cliffhanger and you're really into it, like I'm going to episode 2 right now. I don't care what tomorrow has. I'm going episode 2. Like I like having that idea. So. I wanted to do it that way. It led to Mike a ton of hours of getting everything set up. Shout out to Koopa. Koopa is in the building. Koopa, Koopa and I have been working on this a lot. Koopa has been doing a ton of the setup for the website. We got to give this man tons and tons of props, man.
Yes.
Like Koopa has been a godsend to South Harmon. Y'all,
more than just
South Harmon would still be Mike and me up here talking our shit and making fun of everybody and being wrong on at least 20%, and that's probably me just not trying to act like a fool. It could be a lot higher than that of stuff we say. Koopa he's dressed us up, man. You know, he forces the shit to, you know, put on a graduation hat and make us, you know, growing up. But no, we were working on this tirelessly, Mike. He was up on vacation. He's on vacation right now, up late with me. But I was like, Koopa, we good for the midnight release? Like, I got all the assets in there. We're just going to have to really, you know, backfill it. But the first few episodes are in there. Even if they want to binge, unless they want to skip ahead, it's all there. He's like, yeah, we're good for midnight release. Bruh, right before midnight hits, Koopa's like, oh, no, my internet just died. And I'm like,
it's an omen.
It ain't no way. There is no way. We just tweeted like 5 minutes ago, midnight release. And now Koopa, who's like the, you know, the big brains of like how to do everything. I can hit you with manual labor on some of the website stuff, but I'm like, no. So I got to get on a call with him, and he's literally talking to me, like helping me put stuff in certain places. It was a true shit show, ladies and gentlemen. The shit show was, but he ended up getting service back. He was up till 3 with me. I was up till 5:30. We put a lot of hours in to make it happen. And Mike, it's one of those where like, it feels good doing it, but I'm telling you, if you buy it and you take a look at it, and Mike, we do a lot of great content. I personally am so proud of where South Harmon's going. It's been so fun along the way, drinking, kicking it, but also improving. Man, it feels good to do a series like that, which we banged out all that stuff at once and then dropped at once. It's different, you know. It's like knowing you could do it, man. It's weird. But anyway, check that out if you're into the WoRP tool, which if you're here, I would hope that you are, because Koopa, as we see, he's here, and he's converted us, man. So it's only a matter of time if you're in these streams that you're going to get converted to. WoRP changes the game. Jason, here you go. Jason, just found this channel. So far, so good. All right, well, this is a perfect time for you, man, because Koopa is here. He has dressed us up. We got some good stuff for you. Stay tapped in. We're good. We're locked in with you, man. You're in the right place.
I almost feel like it's a challenge, right? Like, how far off the rails can we take it by the end of this?
Mike, if it's a challenge, we can go bad. It could go really bad. I'm on no sleep for multiple nights in a row. I'm drinking. This could get off the rails in a hurry. So you better keep me on the rails. Fizzle's here. Fizzle says, yes, sir. Shit school popping. I'm so excited to meet Fizzle, Mike. I'm so excited to meet Fizzle and kick it with everybody that's coming to the expo too. I know Skippy's going to be there. We got a lot of people that I'm looking forward to meeting, but I'm especially looking forward to meeting the brain behind the awesome intro that we got, and looking forward to this trip this week, man.
Adam, it's official though, right? Football on Thursday. We've been
right here in my back of the in my backyard, and no one's playing.
No one of consequence. Wait,
you know the last person that I can remember though of consequence that actually played in the Hall of Fame games a couple years ago.
Who was that? Didn't Chase Claypool get hurt in the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, it's the same game that happened too, is what I'm thinking of like real consequence though. Like not Claypool didn't, but it was the rookie hazing thing, and just the way Tomlin does it. Like no one's getting a pass, even if you're a first round pick. Najee Harris was out there taking a ton, not just playing. He took like a ton of carries in the preseason game.
And Chase Claypool got like a sprained MCL or something.
Yeah, it ended up being okay, I think, but that was not the right start for him, and I think he was just shut down for the rest of the preseason.
5th preseason game no one cares about. Yeah, it's always fun though. Like I look forward to it, and we've kind of been joking about it. I've been doing that startup series and trying to resurrect what I started months ago and get it finished before the season. I promise I will get it done. It's a mission. But we were joking about like it's big build up Hall of Fame game, and then we watch like 5-10 minutes, and then after like 10 minutes you go, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this dude?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Conor McGregor. But it is here.
Koopa, yeah. Next drop. Let's try not to be up till 5 a.m. It was funny. You know what's funny? This is actually hilarious. I thought we were in really good shape. Like Koopa says, drop it by midnight. Like we can announce the release. I had all the assets like loading. Right. I'm thinking we're in good spot. I even text my wife like I think we're a little ahead of schedule. Like we're looking pretty good. So I might be to bed somewhat soon. She's like, oh, that's great.
All right.
Here I am like 5:30, but we'll get there, buddy. We'll get there. It's a process, you know.
I mean, it's an AMA, folks. Let's get these questions popping. Whether
We don't.
it's war,
Well, I mean,
questions.
we don't have any questions though.
I know.
We just,
Everybody's just
oh,
having
I
a
see what
great
you're
discussion.
saying. I got you. Yeah.
I want the people, right? That's what they're here for.
They'll ask questions eventually, Mike. If they want to let us talk, we can go off the rails all night, buddy. That's not a problem.
I'm thinking of them, man. I'm trying to help them.
If this is helping them, I'll keep doing it.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was gonna say. I bet is it Jason Brownlee, that wide receiver for the Jets?
Yeah,
he's playing.
Trending on. Speaking of sleeper, new rollout for the sleeper today. You see that?
What'd you think of that?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'll end up liking it, but it's hard to do that much change at once and feel like you like it right away. You know.
Please, sleeper.
Is that not how you feel?
Website. No, I like it. I really do like it. It's different because the navigation buttons aren't the same.
That's what I mean. Like I'm just not comfortable right now.
I think it's much more. It's much cleaner look. The aesthetics are very nice. I'm just still fucking furious that we were going to get best ball support on the website. You know, like 2 years ago at this point, we still haven't got a damn thing.
Well, you know what you need to do, but you won't do.
What?
Max got the app, buddy, and you can put it on website.
Oh, that's true.
I literally have on my computer. I have the sleeper app, so I'm good. Like I can do best ball here.
I don't think I can get apps on Windows.
They do. It's just gonna be janky. I'm pretty sure Sleeper doesn't have one. They're like, nah, we're not putting out an app for this. Coop and I are telling you like basic stuff on websites. They're like, we're not doing all the app stuff for that Windows platform. Forget y'all.
I'm also.
Here we go. Ask and you shall receive, Michael.
We got a
10
question.
team, which is my favorite, is that Mike asked for questions and we're coming 10 team off the rip. This is going to get off the fucking rails. I'm so excited right now. You don't even know how hyped up I am for this 10 team question. Lineup start 10. This is awesome. Lineup start 10 team. Superflex. Oh, we're starting hot too. PPR. Akers and James Cook or Chubb, Mike?
Nick Chubb. No question. Easy money.
Man, I was just gonna don't you dare shut me up right now. Don't you dare. Y'all see this? This is what the expo is going to be, a hole in our basement walls. We're going to be fixing some drywall.
I bought you a Nick Chubb signed jersey. Don't you
see that?
I don't.
You know what happens? You know what happens to that after next year when they get rid of him? It has to go somewhere. It's still on my wall, but he has to go somewhere on my dynasty team. No, it's Chubb here. I was just gonna say, as much as I love Akers and something, I would consider it, but James Cook is well below what I care about in a 10-team lineup start 10. Like if that's a different running back or a different receiver, I'm fine tiering from Chubb in this league to Akers because I think he can give you points per game that matter. But James Cook's not even close to making this even for me. It has to be something far, far north of that. Like in Cam Akers' range, honestly, personally, in that 2-for-1. Otherwise, I'm good. Because in a 10-team like this, it's all about studs. So if you're going to make me take the 2-for-1, I have to be getting 2 legit players, or I'm cool. I'll take Chubb all day.
I like Akers, and my affinity for James Cook. But this is easy, man.
James Cook's not even close in that format, man.
I wish somebody would go. I don't know if it's going to be true. Okay, this season hasn't played out, but I think there's multiple clips of me somewhere floating around where we're going like, hey, Nick Chubb, not too excited about him in 2022 because of the Deshaun Watson suspension, but in 2023, I'm all in on Nick Chubb, man. That could be the RB1 when Watson's back. That offense is firing, and here we are, alas.
Skippy, no shit, it's Nick Chubb. Of course he's larger in stature than me. I know you're talking about Scott, but is that how it is? Damn, Scott's out here. We already know he's going to body me on content. It's Scott Connor, but now he's bodying me in the way he looks. Damn, Skippy.
This is we were supposed to meet Scott last year.
We were supposed to. Yeah, it got off the rails, and we showed up a titch late. When I say a titch late, we got there with I think an hour and a half in the event left or something, 90 minutes left. Scott, I think, tried to stick it out for us and was like, all right, man, I'm going back home to Cincinnati. I'm good. Like, it was totally our fault that we didn't meet him. We got there so late.
I'm not sticking around for these alcoholic degenerates.
Well, the thing, we had no forward thinking. So, not only did we, have no sleep, so we tried to sleep in a little bit, but then everyone was gone. So we had the whole huge house to clean ourselves. And we're like, this is awful. We're going to miss we almost thought about missing the whole event. We're like, no, we got to go. We got to go at least a little bit.
Gotta go. Yeah. Oh man. Just that he brought that up, right? On camera it looks like, but I actually don't know if Scott's tall, if he's short, if he's average, if he's below average, right?
I do know
some of the people
he used to lift pretty seriously, and he still like tries to lift some. So I think he might be in pretty good shape. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's better in stature than me. I'm out of shape. I've been out of shape for a long time. Everybody.
There was a lot of people I met last year at the expo where I was like, either they look bigger in on camera, right? Oh, Ike was huge. Ike looks smaller on camera,
bro. Ike. When you get around Ike, we were messing around when we were first riding around the Cadillac. Remember that first day? Like Ike could probably at an event like this just start messing with people that. You play for the Titans?
I told you that.
Wait, what's your...
I told you that. I told you that. I said I was gonna go live on Twitter.
I know, but it was
still called Twitter.
We took that and ran with it. It was awesome.
Your boy McNutted here at the Fantasy Expo interviewing Titans wide receiver.
Just mess with people and like, oh, who is this?
Because he's cut, he's ripped, he's tall, like he looks like an Adonis.
He's always he almost like leans into it. He'll wear like a cutoff shirt to just like let you know exactly what's going on. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying like when you're cut like that and you're wearing that type of attire, it's like, oh shit. In the business
world, I'd show up in suits with no sleeves.
Oh, here, wait, hold on. I got a question. Is the audio portion of MindWoRP downloadable? Yes, it is. So I've barely gotten into the package yet. Yeah, so this is a good question. Given the thumbnail, I feel like I have to answer this. Plus, we only have like a handful of questions in here. Audio you can download, yes. So the audio files, Koopa, if you want to put in the chat to help out too, give anything as well, context-wise, you can download the audio files to your phone, to whatever you want to. They're smaller MP3s, so it won't take up a ton of your storage. You can put them in, whatever player you want to and play them that way. The videos, though, you cannot download. You got to stream them or play them from the website. So that's the difference in the two packages there. You can download the audios, though. If you have the audio, you don't want to keep going back to our website to listen to them, you can rip them all and download all 25, and you'll be good to go.
Boom. Hey, did you see just a little news and notes, right? And it's not really fantasy football. Well, I guess kind of because
Talk to me.
We're getting more into campus to Canton stuff, right? Like Matt got us hooked. Our boy Felix, right? Like these guys have really gotten us into it. We've done a couple now, and I really want to do a third before the season kicks off.
Then let's do it.
Hunter Deckers, another shitty Iowa State quarterback. That dude's probably screwed from ever playing college football again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean,
I just thought as an Iowa fan I should bring that up because anytime we can run shit.
What's your take on it? Do you think it's a wrap?
Oh man, like what? 26 different instances of gambling. Some of them on Iowa State games in college football. Like this dude's done.
That's. I'm guessing. Like, my question I think is going to be, will one of these I forget FBS and FC like an FCS team take him on or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. That's like if it doesn't go as bad as it could for him. So yeah, it's not.
So we're gonna have our waiver period and our shit C2C, the one and only waiver period we have because it's best ball, and after that you're locked at 40.
That component killed me last year because I had a really stacked team,
right?
But it was a lot of like really, truthfully, more guys that are gonna
killed our boy Brandon
get to the NFL side. So like I didn't have enough of the MAC guys, the guys that are like the crustier C2C guys, and because you can't go to the wire, you got what you got unless you can trade. So it was like, man, that component was one I hadn't dealt with, and I'm gonna have to come up with a better plan this year for that.
It killed our guy Brandon too.
Oh,
we got a tight end premium league, best ball on the college side. He only had 2 tight ends out of a 40-man roster. I'm like, what do you want me to do? You should have drafted better.
But the other problem is there's not like you can't get them off the wire, and there's not that many people that are going to trade their tight ends because no one was sitting there like flush with tight ends like here.
Hey,
well,
Dalton Kincaid, baby.
I was getting there, but you know what? The one person that did have the most flushness is you think Brand is trying to buy these cheap, and Mike's like, no, you're going to pay, and then he paid by not buying.
All I wanted was NFL side assets to help me win a championship, and you wouldn't give it up. Not my fault.
I don't know the context. I don't even know what the offers are. I just know that that's what happened. He basically wouldn't pay the McNutted price, and he got.
I'm sorry.
Love you, Brandon. I love you. But.
No, we had I love the C2C, but I just saw that pop up. Right, I was just scrolling through Twitter, and Matt Bruning, shout out to him and everybody over at campuscanton.com. I saw the 100. I wouldn't have known it. I live in Iowa, but I don't follow Iowa State news because they suck. And I hate him. But I saw that pop up, and I'm like, oh, I'm out here shit talking Brock Purdy every day. Now I got Hunter Deckers to make fun of. This is awesome. Rich get richer.
Mike,
not for him though.
You know what's weird? Mike will take some, as we all do, some losses, right? But somehow, some way, this guy seems to pick up just. It's like he's got a rabbit foot's up his ass. Just like he'll pick up these just weird, happy things. Yeah, this guy. Look at this. Look at that beard. Everybody, look at that beard. They made him take the whole thing off. It's as if it never happened. Look at that thing, man.
It's back again. Right.
What did you do? What did you do to get this type of a luck?
Well, there's a certain someone, in Canton, Ohio, that's going to be upset if she can't braid my beard.
Oh boy, we're going back to that. You know what? It's probably. You know what's funny is it's probably just on the fringe. It's like long, but I don't know if it's braidable.
It might be. I'll put some oil in.
We're gonna find out in a week, but it's. I think it's close. I think it's gonna be close. One quarterback, Mike. We're starting off awesome with questions. One QB, half PPR, start 9 lineup. JT or Quentin Johnson, 24 first, second mid to late. One quarterback, I do not care at all about a second that's mid to late at all. So it's Quentin Johnson and a 24 first or JT, Mike.
I'm taking JT still. QJ's cool.
I think in a half PPR, I want JT still too, especially one quarterback. The only thing I would need to know, like the only way I would even consider that QJ is if you're telling me that 24 first is locked very early. Otherwise, I want the JT.
Right. Yeah.
One quarterback changes it so much with picks, man. So much.
Just don't make them as sexy, right?
That's why context is so important. If someone just throws up on Twitter this trade without the context of the league, you're going to get a million different answers because people are talking from a million different lenses.
Right. Some people playing in one QB.
JT, get off of JT. This is a haul for him. Yeah, if it's a Superflex start 12 or something, yeah. One quarterback, half PPR like this?
Yep.
If that's a one whatever, no, I'm good.
Yep.
I love this question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What is the best football movie to get your mind right before a league draft? I've got day. What is it? Yeah, so I knew Mike was going to go draft day. So football movie is draft day for sure. I'm going to tell you one movie that everybody here needs to watch before the expo that wasn't football related, but is now football related, which is the movie Accepted. Because after the expo, you're gonna need to be hip to Accepted because we're gonna be just wait till some drops coming on this channel, man. All right, let me ask you. Besides draft day, because it's a tradition for me to watch it, before the NFL
it was filmed right here too, Mike. Right here in Cleveland.
I believe it. Which is a movie I love. If we're just talking before a league draft, but if you just want a general football movie, what's your top two? Give me your top two football movies.
Am I
college, NFL,
it's got to be draft. Draft day is allowed to be one of my two, right? It's easily one of my two.
Besides draft day.
Oh, besides draft day, top two. I mean, I'm partial. I know it's probably cheesy to people, but when I loved Little Giants, I loved it, man. It was one of my favorite movies.
That's a good one. That's a good one because I was a kid and I loved that movie when I was a kid. Yes.
The other ones are going to be tough because I could make a case for a lot of them.
I mean, you got Any Given Sunday. You got.
There's so many. How do I pick one? I like Friday Night Lights probably, but there's too many. Like Varsity Blues, I love. There's that number two for me would be. I could make that number two. It's like a tier for me of like 6.
Okay. I got.
I'm gonna say Friday Night Lights if you force me to pick.
Clear top two for me. One of them's Any Given Sunday. Me and Eric Vanek agree on this one. Like Any Given Sunday is pretty awesome, but the one I would actually put at one above Any Given Sunday is The Program. The Program.
I don't think I've seen The Program.
Okay. So about
we'll watch it when you get here.
It's about mid-90s college football. Alvin Mack,
I don't think I have.
All-American linebacker, talks shit to everybody. It's awesome. The quarterback. Okay. The quarterback's got a drinking problem. Gets some DUIs.
Don't spoil it. We'll watch it. No. We'll watch it right here.
But it's more about like what it's actually really like. At college, we think everything's all rosy, right?
So you mean that they gave it more of a real feel as far as like what you're going to experience, not a movie thing.
Your quarterback's an alcoholic. Your inside linebacker is crazy. I mean, Alvin Mack was dope in that movie, but one of the defensive linemen's like doing steroids.
But that's, I mean, yeah. welcome to the real world, pal. I mean, what do you think this is?
Back when it was illegal, right? Players are getting bribes and money from boosters and stuff under the table. Now you got NIL, so it's.
See, I'm looking in the chat. There's so many. I have a hard time picking like a 2 there for me. Like it's just so freaking many, man. I like also, Little Giants for me is just it's like a nostalgia thing. Like to me, it's always going to stay there.
What about the movie The Express? Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I like it.
Ernie Davis story. Yeah,
of course.
That's another real good one that I really like. We could throw it back.
How do you feel about like a cheesy one, like The Blind Side?
Oh, The Blind Side's fine. Sandra Bullock.
It's not in the conversation of those other ones to me, but it's a good football movie. It's cheesy, but it's
I wouldn't say like cheesy, but
Draft Day is about as cheesy as anything gets. So if we're gonna put Draft Day there, we got to be real, right?
I think for me though, to like be in the upper echelon, like there actually has to be like real football.
Remember the Titans, bro.
Yeah, remember the Titans.
There's so many. It's hard to pick 2. It's too hard to pick 2 for me. I could make a case for 10 of them probably. More I think about it.
How about this one for those people out there? Not a movie, but like a series, and it actually like ESPN lost their shit. ESPN came out with this series called Playmakers.
Oh yeah,
made for TV movie series thing, and the NFL told them they couldn't have it anymore because like you had the running back doing drugs and cocaine, and like one of the guys is buying hookers.
It's a show. What do you mean I can't do it? It's so it's ridiculous, man.
Oh. Ballers, the HBO series.
I was just that was what I was going to touch on. You got to talk. The fact that you mentioned a show that wasn't Ballers first is, I'll let you pass still, but that's a must see. I think if you haven't seen Ballers, I highly recommend it.
Ooh, I like this question.
Look into your crystal ball and tell us how the JT situation plays out. Also, stop liking Chubb so much. Y'all gonna curse him. T-Rock, you know what? I'm going behind the curtains on this. T-Rock's asking me, listen, man, I loved like all the player shorts you guys did last year. The thumbnails, the creativity, talking about them. Some of my favorite ones. Bring those back. And then, we're talking about a player. We're giving him like doses of it, and he doesn't want to hear it anymore.
I know.
Go away, T-Rock. You're lucky you're doing something behind the scenes that no one knows about. Otherwise, I'd be talking more shit.
I think the JT situation will probably play out with Jim Irsay going, I had a little too much coke and, maybe stepped out of bounds a little bit. No offense, Jim, you want to have a good time? By all means, man, you got a shit ton of money. I don't know how much like he's made himself. I'm sure he's a pretty smart businessman.
Do you think he or Stappa has more money?
Oh, Jim Irsay. Come on.
Are you sure?
Come on, man.
Stappa has. You haven't met a guy like Stappa's money. This is why I know he was right.
Yeah, all right, but Jim Irsay's got a shit ton of money. I just thinking he was having a good time, and maybe got a little too fired up. He got a little bit of that white powder. A little Colombian bam bam, and said some things that he regrets. But I think in the long run, if he's smart, they just invested in what they think could be a franchise quarterback. You got a running back. What's JT going into his fourth year, third year? Third year, fourth year. He's going into his fourth year. Who's very good, one of the best in the entire league. I know we don't want to pay running backs, but I think the situation ends with him going, sorry, I made a mistake. Now, is JT getting the $20 million that's been reported that his OnlyFans agent, whatever the fuck that guy does, is asking for? No. But if he got like 15, 16, would I be shocked? And I think that's probably how it actually ends. He might get a 3-year deal worth roughly $16 million a year. I don't think he's getting traded, but it's fun to talk about because what if Kansas City goes, hey, we fucked up with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We're trading for Jonathan Taylor, and we're going to extend him because Patrick Mahomes all of a sudden is now on such a team-friendly deal. The $500 million contract he signed seems very team-friendly.
10 years.
Seems very team-friendly next to Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert and what Joe Burrow.
Hold on, real quick. There was a pop, but Mike and Adam have headphones in. T-Rock, is everything good with the audio?
Oh, now we're waiting here.
Anyway, keep going, Mike. I just wanted to make sure.
We'll let him talk later. But yeah, I think the situation ends with JT actually staying and getting a reasonable contract in Indianapolis. But now it might not be long-term, but OnlyFans agent needs to stop being a little bit delusional. And Jim Irsay, just take a day off. All right, take one day off from the Colombian Bam Bam. You'll be fine.
I think it's going to be interesting. The backstory that goes into it. All the running backs that are older, out there in the market, unhappy with the market, the Saquon thing. They all, rally the troops. They get on the bandwagon and they're like, JT, listen, we're gonna mess with you because you don't realize what's about to happen, but you're next. Like it's happening to you. And we want you to be the front of the line to defend this and go to basically defend the position. You see the video today, or was it yesterday? I forget now. Days are kind of running together lately. He's out there acting like he can't walk, like he's like just really selling this limp. I mean, I think there's a divide happening right now. I think ultimately it can be settled, but there's no fifth-year option for him, which I think is going to be very interesting. Because does Jim Irsay try to, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to tag him? Does he try to get a deal done? I don't know. The crystal ball for me is that I think JT this year, if the Colts are not really pushing for the playoffs, I don't know how much you're going to be able to rely on this guy if they don't have a deal done, man. I think he is very adamantly trying to get to the forefront of defending the running back position, and unfortunately for him, it's a tough battle right now because most NFL teams do not give a shit about the position, whether they're very talented or not.
This is just my opinion, okay? And I've seen it, so this is my opinion. I don't know anything, but you're asking for a prediction. If I'm Jim Irsay, like I said, he's having a good time. He had the cocaine, but you also need to realize what you said and how it's going to be perceived by a lot of people.
Correct.
You own a team that also the NFL nowadays. Can you win just by drafting? No, not anymore. You can have great drafts, but you need free agents. You need that guy that you picked up in free agency that nobody else wanted, but they wanted to sign with you because they had the opportunity to compete. But one of the other things is it's always going to be sticking in their mind with social media, and it's always going to be brought back up. Anybody signing with the Indianapolis Colts goes, the fucking owner isn't about the players, right? He thinks
that's huge.
Do they really want me? So you have put yourself in a position where the players are going to go, fuck playing for Indianapolis. Like, I'll take $1 million less to go play for somebody that actually wants me. Say what you will about Jerry Jones, but most of the time Jerry Jones has the back of his players. We think it's wrong when he pays Ezekiel Elliott, but players also look at it and go, man, that's dedication, right? Like that's loyalty. That's something that's the difference.
Find. And when Zeke and him were going back and forth, and it was ugly, if you remember. It was very ugly. But
it was
what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
He eventually was like, you know what? Zeke is our guy. We believe in them. He was wrong on the bet, but we believe in him. We're going to overpay what we think we need to so that we can get this done and that our team can be at ease. And I think that's a locker room thing that, it's like it's an intangible that you can't really put weight to,
So that's just what I say. I think at some point he's going to walk this back. And one of the biggest ways to walk it back is going, hey, JT, here's 16 mil, here's 15 mil, here's 14 mil, whatever the fuck the number actually ends up.
I think Irsay's going to get in his own way, though, man. That's my problem. I think he's going to get in his own way.
You think that Colombian Bam Bam is just going to...
I think there's a potential for it to get ugly, and he's not going to want a franchise.
I don't knock anybody for doing some Colombian. I would do it if I, had more money.
I could have used it last night to get through.
Oh man, night. Could you imagine how much content I could put out if I had a little?
I would have had we would have had an extra trailer, an ending show. It would have gotten crazy with that, right?
I probably got heart problems though. I'm fat, so I don't know if I should do that, but I got to try it once.
I don't know. It's risky business. All right, we have now. You asked for questions, Mike. We need to get to them. We are
all right.
Backlogged. Let's fire them off. Are you ready? Let's get to it. We can't answer the crystal ball question as deep as we want to anymore. 12-team Superflex start 11, 2 tight end premium, 0.15 PPR. Startup got the 112, but traded back. Ended up starting Young and Richardson. Drafted Kelsey and 301, but got offered 408, 705, and a 24 first for Kelsey. Thoughts?
Oh, that's easy. So you got 2 young quarterbacks where you weren't really competing, but you took Travis Kelsey because he was a value, right? 2 tight end league or 2 tight end premium. You got him at the 301. Holy shit. Usually I wouldn't have the cojones, and this is me being fully honest with you, Alexander. If I started Young and Richardson, I wouldn't have the cojones to take a win now piece because I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck with it.
I love the move. I love that move.
But you had the cojones just to go
it's tough, though. Yep.
I'm taking the value, and now you're sitting here going, I can get the 408, the 705, and a 24 first for Travis Kelsey. You push the button yes immediately Thank you. You did a fantastic job. This is no question for me.
I think the biggest thing that needs to be talked about here, because the reason the answer is yes, is I think where other people will fail on this. You get to take the picks and make the draft picks. So because you're getting off of Kelsey and you're getting young, right? Like you don't have to take it 408. You don't have to take a running back that's got a very big risk of dropping in value, right? You can take the appropriate players at the 408, which is different than just like player values that are in that range that are not the same for your build. So I think it's too easy with the 24 first and those 2 picks personally. Start 11.
Bravo for the Stones. I love it.
Oh, I love it too. I think that's pretty great return. Like Kelsey's hard to find a return that good when teams are formed. So I like doing that in a startup. On my most competitive roster, my running backs are Bijan, JT, Swift, Walker, White. This seemed like an amazing group not that long ago, but now it's looking weaker and weaker. How worried would you be? Mike's trying to do a 0, I think.
Yeah. How about that?
Is that a 3?
How about that?
There we go. That's the lingo we all know. Why are you worried?
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried at all.
Well, I mean, but like, okay, yes, the dynasty value and the market value for these guys as a whole, the running backs are not collectively the same. But so what? Yeah. So what? Like this is a running back room that can absolutely gape a league. I guess it depends on the league personally for me, but like, why are you worried? These guys are all still very talented players outside of Mike's Rachaad White, but that's a different conversation.
He might be fine. Come on,
man.
I'm not as crazy about him. Like,
will you let me have a Rachaad White thing? Come on.
I'm sorry. All right, we'll insert him.
12-team PPR. Leave the race. I don't think I've seen you here. If you're new, appreciate it. If you're not, sorry for missing you. That logo, I feel like I would know. 12-team PPR, start 9. Fields, Bijan, Rachaad White, Devon Achane, and Diggs, Judy, JSN, Hollywood Brown, Sky Moore, Komet, Kincaid, Bellinger. What are the moves I should make this startup? I went too young. I also picked up Deshaun Jackson, so hopefully that helps. I love that. A little bit of comedy there.
Deion Jackson, maybe?
I don't know who it is. It does. Deshaun Jackson, Deion Jackson. It should be comedy. It shouldn't be context. All right.
Go back to the last one.
So here's my question. Is there a tight end premium here? And then is there anything else? Like, is it just a 12-team PPR, start 9, 6.4-point passing touchdowns? Is there any additional context? For me, it's I have a couple thoughts, Mike, but I'll let you go first.
All right, so he went super young. Who cares? Like, you're fine. I assume it's 1 QB too, so you got like Fields.
You don't.
Fine.
Yeah, if you only mention Fields, I'd imagine it's 1 quarterback.
Bijan, this is what I want to tell Zach too. Like, Bijan realistically has the opportunity to be RB1 overall for this season as a rookie. Like,
he has very real top 5, and I think it feels like what Saquon did in his rookie season in his range of outcomes.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. Rachaad White's fine. Devon Achane, fine. Even in a start 9, like, these running backs are still going to have value. Diggs, pretty awesome. The only thing I'll say about like Diggs, because you mentioned I went super young, but you got Diggs. Diggs just really doesn't fit in with the other ones. We also talked about the trade show, which will come out Saturday, about Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is kind of one of those guys who's like one mediocre season away from people not giving a shit about him. So that one would worry me a little bit. JSN, you're completely fine with him. His value ain't going anywhere. Even if he sucks this year, people will still be like, it was 1 year. If you start as dynasty or rookie wide receiver 1, even if you have a mediocre year, you generally still stay about the same spot. Look, insert Drake London. Hollywood Brown, Sky Moore. Sky Moore could go to 0. Nobody be surprised. But he could also have a resurgence. We talk about these face planter wide receivers, but have we ever seen a face planter wide receiver with the greatest quarterback of all time? I know, no offense, Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom, if you're listening, but Patrick Mahomes is definitely on that trajectory. Have we ever seen a face planter wide receiver with Patrick Mahomes? Like, if Sky Moore comes out and puts up 800-900 yards this year, nobody goes, "Oh, he's a face planter." They go, "Holy shit, that's Patrick Mahomes' number 2 wide receiver."
But if you completely face plant with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, you're
done. You're done.
You're like past Jalen Reagor, right? It's just over.
I would say if you really just wanted to diversify, like if you want to sell off Diggs, go for it. this team ain't too bad. Like, I wouldn't mind rolling in and just seeing what the variance is on it. Fields could have a top 5 season in him, to be honest. Bijan could be a top 5 running back.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs, you know how good he is. You got some running back depth in White and Devon A-Chain. Judy's fine. JSN, I don't know if he's going to be like an elite producer for you. And then Hollywood Brown. I mean, who the hell else they throw on the football to? It's like, I hate Hollywood Brown, but I got to look at it and go, shit. Rondell Moore, do I want to put all my eggs in that basket?
No. Here's the thing with this team, though. If I really think of it, it's 12 teams, right? 1 quarterback. Fields could be top 5. Bijan could be top 5. Diggs could be top 5. End of list on this team. We got to start 9 people, Mike. And in this league, it's going to all be about hammers. Now, I'm gonna tell you the problem and why I think I have to go the route you just mentioned. What you don't want to do really in this league, unless you're going to accumulate a bunch of them. See, 1 quarterback for me is such a difference in Superflex with the pick values. You could end up offing players in this league and getting picks, and then end up realizing no value gain, almost not even loss by doing that with later first in a league like this. Right. So it's, what I would try to do, it's going to depend on your league, but I'm going to see if there's any way that I can leverage out of some of these younger tweener guys, and maybe just get a little more competitive. Like not lean into it, but right now I see like 3 people that need to stay healthy and have everything go well that could be hammers in this league. Everybody else, it's like, does anyone here, if you do, tell me I'm wrong, project a scenario or even see one where Rashad White or Devon A-Chain's a top 5 running back, a top 10 running back even, let's call it, in any league. Judy maybe. Is JSN going to be a top 10 receiver? Is Hollywood Brown, even with all those weapons not there? Like, it's not going to happen, right? So this is where, for me, like, realistically, the odds are stacked against you, and there's not a ton of value here where I can just churn out first-round picks for. So leave the race. I'm hoping you already have acquired a bunch of first-round picks. Otherwise, this is going to be dicey. Because the problem is now when you try to sell Bijan in a league like this, what are you going to get? A bunch of firsts, and you don't want a bunch of late firsts for Bijan Robinson. I don't care how many they are. This is a tough one to get out of, man.
Yeah. I think I might just lean in. Like
JB's here. Hold on, JB. That's why I put you on the screen. He's our AAF commander. Put in the chat if there's anything that we missed on, you know?
This is 12 teams, so it doesn't quite fall into the category of AAF.
Okay? It's 1 QB. It's AAF, all right?
That's fair. I think I might lean into it just because, like, I have a decent enough foundation. I might just lean into competing, and I'll roll the variance for sure. Fair. Like, I'll push in because, and like you said, like if you sell off Bijan, if you sell off Diggs, if you sell off like what are you getting? Like people give you random first, and in a 1 QB league, who gives a shit if they're in the back half? Like I don't care.
Context is huge, man. Lineup start 9, 1 quarterback. Worthless. Those back half first are worthless. Not. I mean, dude, you're not going to be able to build. Okay, you're not going to be able to build up hammers from that. Likely, that's
right.
Worthless, no, but like, there's not. It's going to be very hard to build your team that way. Mike? We need to do this. We've done quarterback horde episodes, but it's all been on podcasts. Let's get one with a little visual behind it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in. We'll do.
You know what? We're going to do this when you're here. We're going to do this live. We're going to get Mike on the casting couch talking about quarterback hoarding, and he's going to be wearing the quarterback horde shirt.
Say less. I will. Hopefully, it gets
done and done. Shank and Shig.
Listen, it's got to be here.
This is a show.
It's got to be here by like 3 p.m. on Tuesday. So let's.
Is it not coming?
I ordered it, but it takes a while sometimes.
Well, then you better order one to here.
I know for a fact my South Harmon slides that I ordered will not be here by the time I leave for your house.
This is on. You're not going to have the slides. You might not have the quarterback horde shirt. What is going on?
I'm an idiot. I should have just got your address and just had everything sent to your house. Since
yes. Hello.
I know.
I could have given you the shit house. I could have given you the house you'll be back after. It's okay. But you can always reorder.
That's true.
It's the money goes to South Harmon, so
paying myself money laundering through merchandise.
Money laundering. All right, let's try to get it. If you guys have a question that you really want answered, don't be afraid to throw a super chat in. But
I've been talking about
I'm going to try to get as many as we can.
Money laundering. There's some dudes.
Mike, we're not even at 50 minutes. This show has big potential, massive.
There's some dudes in black suits showing up at my house tomorrow, I think, when I get off work.
You know, you point them next door.
Wasn't me.
Crazy month, but shout out to ATM and Koopa. Pumped to chill at the shit house. Scott's gonna be there. We got Dynasty Trades in 5 there. We got South Harmon there. I'm hype as Mike. I'm hype for the expo this year. I was hyped for it last year, but then it like met expectations and exceeded them. Yeah. And now the expectations are outrageous, and I know we won't fall short.
There is so many people, like when we met last year for the first time, we'd been doing stuff forever. Like we had a big hug. Same when we met Ray, Jay Rich, like Ike, Gene, like some of these guys. But it was a smaller, like closed group. You know what I mean?
It was still dope. I wouldn't change that last trip for the world either.
100%. This year just feels like there's so many more people that I'm incredibly excited to meet. Not that any of those guys that I met, like you meeting Ray, like any of that was not cool. Like that was amazing. But I just feel like my head is spinning like, oh man, I get to
listen,
meet Scott.
I know that this house is a Motel 6 for you. You're not here to see me. You're here to see everybody else. It's okay. I'm all right with it, you know?
Oh, what's up, Adam? See ya.
Yeah, I'll meet you at the shit house. You know, we'll be over there in a little bit.
So it's I've been working out, not like actually getting skinny or anything, but I just been grabbing stuff and squeezing it as hard as I can. Like when I give you the bear hug, I want to feel the breath leave your body just for a second.
A quick soul snatch, like not the whole thing, but just a quick one. I want you
to know that like the bearded
it's like in Temple of Doom, but you don't take the whole heart out. Right? You just start to go in.
I don't want to show it to you. I just want you to know.
Yeah, you just know I could. Yeah, I got you. Wow, that's a ridiculous alpha head game, McNutted game.
I've been working on these muscles, right? The bear hug muscles.
I don't even know what to say to the audience right now. This is fantastic content. I need to make a short out of that. That's fucking amazing. I just want you to. I don't want you to actually take it out of you. I just want you to know I could have taken it out of you. Scott, I'm looking forward to meeting Scott. Scott, I don't know if you we've done a ton of work lately, but in person, Mike and I just kind of told on stream. You must not have been here that we kind of degened out the night before and then didn't realize we had to clean up everybody's mess, and we missed him, man. We missed him the last day, so looking forward to meeting him here. Yes. You know what? E is will he have enough money for Christie's though? One can only wonder, man. One can only wonder and find out at the event. We're not going to keep that on the screen for too long, but if you know,
listen, if you've watched Wolf of Wall Street, you know that the IRS allows for TNA.
It's actually true. Wolf of Wall Street tells you it's true.
That's why
it's because the sides were so expensive. The sides did cure cancer. Scott said on Dynasty Trades in 5 that he'd go down. He'd go as far as trading JT for Samaje in a 24 first. Said there's a 95% chance he's not available in the fantasy playoff. Thoughts? Man, I like this. This is while he's here watching. I know Mike is going to have a very strong, hugely strong reaction to this, but
not a chance in hell.
I would need honestly personally for myself more context. Like, is this a shallow league starters? I'm probably not doing it unless I think I have a bag of first and I can go buy something better later. I think one thing I heard Scott say on one of his recent videos we have to keep in mind. JT may not be available for the fantasy playoffs, but if you think that you can rely on any back for the fantasy football playoffs right now, you're crazy.
True.
Who can somebody tell me right now what running back is going to be available in the fantasy football playoffs? If they can, they're lying.
Lock it in right now. No.
I'm not doing it. Scott, you know what? We're Wolf. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
No. I will not trade JT.
I need to know more context, but it feels light with Samaje. I understand the process he has. Any running back on a 53 is going to do this more than one time. So
yes.
If you process it, it'll be fine, but I don't feel comfortable.
Full disclosure,
I don't feel comfortable.
This isn't the first or the last time I'll probably disagree with Scott, and this isn't the first or the last time that Scott will probably prove me to be a fucking idiot, right? Like
I will say, Mike, speaking of Dynasty MindWoRP, early on, there was a if you watch it, this is a good reason to get it. So it's like episode 3, and he starts literally telling, in my mind, his like real life job and the story of what he does and basically he sells, real estate insurance, and he's a mathematician, and you start realizing his conversation that's happening as you're listening, like this is leading into his roster construction. He's talking about like getting rid of the fat on the bone, and how a lot of people will over-insure themselves in business, but then even if everything went wrong, you're not going to make up for what you paid in insurance, right? And you start realizing, like, one, it's like an outer-body experience. You're like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And then two, you're like, wait a minute. All last year, I'm out here fighting this guy on running backs. How fucking stupid am I? Like, wow. Like, like all in one. Like, damn, man, you're like seeing a sweet thing, but then you're also like, wow, I feel really dumb. Like, no one knows it, but I feel really dumb right now.
And I'm just a dumb grease monkey at work, like just wrenching away. I know more than Scott Connor.
Dude, I'm telling you, go episode 3 he leans into it. It was awesome. It was awesome. Go check that out.
My wife is gonna murder me when I'm not paying attention.
It's only episode 3. You can get through the first 3 episodes and not disappointed too bad,
No.
Well,
no, man.
I should have not said the last part. That may be regardless of situation.
Buddy, I can't get through 45 seconds without disappointing her.
Oh my!
If you know, you know.
We haven't even made it to an hour, and we are fully off the rails. This is fantastic. I mean, there could be monument. We haven't got a single super chat, but this may be the singular best South Harmon AMA. Mike is just absolutely off the rails right now. We need to get to off air and let him kind of decompose himself. Adam might be breathless seeing the beard in person. I saw it last year though. It was big last year. He had it braided. Was even longer. He had it braided at a certain establishment, by the way. So
a certain one.
We don't have to get into the weeds on that. I can tell you, Rex Burkhead, dude never dies. I'm trying to look. Mike, help me find out did I miss some questions here? I had to have. There's been a lot of off the rail stuff in here.
No, you just said, the Eric comment, or you're looking for more questions?
No questions in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just putting stuff up here, and I'm realizing there's no comments where I'm at, or questions where I'm at. Sorry, let me rephrase.
I went off the rail. We did have one. Will the IRS parse through all this YouTube content?
If we get a Dude Wipe sponsorship, yes.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good question. Pollard or JT right now?
JT.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. This is tough for me. I still think I'm going to be honest. I think this is why I'm having a hard time with this, Mike, is when you get to a running back where they're in the year 4 of their contract, I'm not personally one to start like wanting to be on the side of I'm valuing dynasty value. I want to value more about this year when you get to that point and later. What did he just super chat? God, it's so great. We got our first super, and JB gave us the $1.99 super chat too to like let you lean into the 45 seconds. This is fantastic. I could just leave this up here. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it right here, and we're gonna kind of shrink it up so that it can just stay there.
When we so full disclosure, right? We recorded the trade show that come out on Saturday before it.
Right,
and at the end of the trade show,
we're completely off the rails. This trade show, you got to tune in Saturday for the premiere. We were.
By the end of the trade show, we're off the rails, and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna set up for one
fantastic AMA. Mike, is this one of those? Speaking of disappointing your wife, is this one of those where like we could have some like piss on the floor type of a deal?
No. I think I'm good, unless we decide to do 40 chess after that.
I'm gonna put this out there. Mike may or may not love it, but what you need to do is you need to go back to name brand off brand. This is going to be a ways of scrolling, and you need to go to the Patrick Mahomes Jalen Hurts episode, because this was the night that Mike was whatever level of he can handle. He had passed it and exceeded it by a lot. And that episode is hilarious just knowing the context. He was gone that night. I mean, dude, I don't think I've ever seen you anywhere close to that in all of we've been doing this for like 2 years now.
Well, it was roughly about the same time as this year. And, I'm at work doing maintenance all day. I'd walked like 14 or 15,000 steps, something like that. My Fitbit had told me, and I kind of remember that I didn't like drink a lot of water that day. I'm just sweating like crazy. I'm a big dude, so I pour a lot of sweat out. We get home, I think we did 3 different episodes, right? We did the little name brand, off brand. We might have done a trade show, and then we
name brand off brand was the end, but we did 2 before that, and it was
or an AMA or whatever it was.
Name brand offer, and I remember like a couple times thinking like maybe I should cut this off, but I'm like, at this point, like it's too good. We got to just do it.
To take you behind the curtains, right? I take one of these, and
Well, for those of you who don't know, we have a lot of new people here. Mike, you're gonna tell them. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I drink about yay much out of the top, and then I refill it with vodka, and then I'll drink it. And
so you went a little further off of the wine.
In a night of content, you and I, like when we do it, I get to 3. I'm feeling real nice. Ears are hot. Got a little sweat going.
We got the headphones on though. The ears really do get hot, right?
They do get sweaty as hell. But I got the butt sweat going. Like it's we do a night of content, and I'm feeling pretty good. I got the little bit of buzz going on, and then I'll go to bed, and it's nothing but 3 vodkas. Like 3 of these. Night of content, I'm completely fine. If you don't hydrate and you sweat your ass off, and you're that dehydrated, by the time I got to the first one, I had the hot ears. I had the hot ears and the butt sweat going on, and I'm like, that's weird. We'll have a second one. So I get the second one going, and by the time in between shows, I go to stand up to go take a piss, and I am piss drunk at this point. Like I am gone. I go into the bathroom. I think I turned the light on. It's really dark in the bathroom. I can't understand why it's so dark in the bathroom. I'm like, don't worry, I got this. I start peeing. I slowly hear the sound of not in the toilet. It's on the floor. I feel the splash against my leg, but we're in the middle of an AMA, so I got to get back. What do I do when I come back? I tell the entire world that I just pissed on the floor, and my wife's going to beat the shit out of me.
And she's going to be mad at me. I'm like, you better go clean that shit up then.
And then the next thing I do is I crack open vodka number 3, and I'm like, well, screw it.
I don't know. I know in that moment you were feeling good. You're like, yeah, let's do a third one. That was where everything went bad. It was getting really bad beforehand.
We get done. I sit down. It definitely, Adam, it is definitely at this time of the year too, because I remember one of the first episodes of Hard Knocks is out last year at this time. And I'm like, I got to watch Hard Knocks, right? It just came out. So it's on a Tuesday night. We're doing AMA just like now. I'm like, I got to watch
Life of the content creator. You should see under this desk right now. It's just empty bottles. It's bad.
I pull up Hard Knocks. I put it on. I make it like 5 minutes. The room starts spinning. And I'm like, oh, that's my signal. I'm going to bed. Mind you, I still got to work tomorrow. This ain't a day off. I go upstairs. I lay down in bed. I lay down in bed for like 30 seconds. And the room is spinning so bad. I run to the bathroom and just, empty my guts.
It's everywhere. All of it left.
My wife is fucking furious. And she's going to be even more furious the next morning when she goes downstairs and finds out that I pissed all over the floor.
There was a flood down in the basement somehow,
Yeah, pretty rough. But this is what I do for the people, okay? I get dehydrated and then I get drunk, and it's a good time.
If you enjoyed that whole story, go get the real version. I'm telling you, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. I can't wait for that video to get like a giant bump in views and like all of a sudden start getting more traction because of that story.
What the hell are these guys doing? Right? Yeah.
I'm actually gonna. I hope do that for us. If you do anything for me, don't super chat. Let's get a massive bump in views to that video just for the hell of it, because it was actually good discussion. It was one that we hit on right, like Jalen Hurts and Mahomes. It ended up being awesome.
Yeah.
But the video's even better, man. It was fantastic. Hold on.
Ridiculous.
Oh, damn. I hate when I do that. I forget that that's the next one. T-Rock, what do you mean? You want to do another one? Because T-Rock's punishment was he tried to bet me that Anthony Richardson wasn't going to be a top 7 pick or something. He owes me.
He did.
He owes me bourbon. He has a drinking game punishment of owing me bourbon. But
nice.
As far as drinking game punishment, I don't know that we need to. I mean, you're going to get punished. You hear that story about Mike? I mean, someone's going to punish themselves pretty bad. But I'm down for whatever. You guys tell me, man. Listen, it's like the real Accepted movie. We don't need teachers and everyone. The students make the rules. You tell me.
Yeah, why not? We'll figure it out. We'll let the Savage tier decide what T-Rock's punishment is. How about that?
I think
leave this up to some staples like Rip from
I'm gonna let them
Dr.
have.
B. Harris.
I'm gonna let them have the floor. You guys can all throw ideas out, but I get final ruling and I get final say on what happens to T-Rock. And
I like it.
I'm just gonna say it may not be the greatest thing for him, but it's what's gonna happen.
He also lost a bet to me last year, right? And he had to buy me that Top Gunther shirt, right? The Haas F1 T-shirt that I found. That was his punishment. Because he thought Mitch Trubisky was really good at football, apparently.
I have 3 first. Do I use one to offer for JT and hope it works out? Team is mid-tier contender right now with Mahomes, Burrow. WoRP favors receivers over RBs after the top 5 or 6, so we're even. This is a good question. I think this is a good question. Like you're saying, yes, like pretty easy, like no thought at all, right?
Yep. I tried to write out the variance. Hope I'm right on Jonathan Taylor. I give you whatever I think is the worst first in there and go from there.
Let's think about start 11 just for a second. So we're talking 2 quarterbacks, that's 2. The 2 running backs is going to make you 4. Probably going to be 3 receivers. So now all of a sudden we're at 7, tight ends 8. So you're talking 4 flexes realistically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of which is the Superflex, obviously. So, I mean, I think value-wise, I think value-wise it's pretty. What's that?
It's 1 first, Adam.
No, I know. I think value-wise it's pretty easy. This is the reason I would. This is, I guess, the question that I would ask you personally, Mr. B, because like on the face value for JT, I think it's a win for JT, and there's risks, big time risk with him this year, but there's also very few people at running back, even though it's a position that no one wants, that have that type of talent and that type of ability, even in year 4. That being said, all right, I'm not fighting Mike on this. I want to ask you, when you have that many picks, do you want to use one on JT and now only have 2? Or would you rather see if what 2 can get you or 3 can get you?
Here's the thing.
Could start 11, a guy that's like a hammer could totally change everything.
There's only 2 guys out there that he could make a run at. Realistically, when you have Mahomes and Burrow, that's the key part for me.
Yep.
He's not looking to upgrade his quarterback room. So like if he said I had Mahomes and Jared Goff. Adam, I think you're 100% correct. I want to see what those first that can buy me another Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, a Joe Burrow, a Justin Herbert, whatever. Like, let me jump up in the tier because WoRP-wise, that's going to make the most sense for me. But the only 2 guys out there that he could buy that like really helps this team that maybe you hold 3 first for, Chase or Jefferson, period. Could he go out and try to do it? Yeah, but listen, I'm not opposed to it. And I think maybe if you're smart, like you send out 3 first offer to the guy who's got Jefferson and see if he says yes or no. If he says no, piss off, then I'll send 1 first for Jonathan Taylor and I'll shoot my shot on variance with, you're already in the mid. I'm shooting my shot on Jonathan Taylor being a top 5 running back and I paid 1 single late-ish first for him at this point. Like, I'm in to do that. I'm in, and then I pocket the other 2.
I'm not saying it's a bad play. I'm just, the question for me and the process for me is more about like, I want to? What's up?
We got so much crossover. I said it last night when I was on.
JT is a hammer.
When I was doing the startup series, right? Like Dynasty trades in 5. The guys who run that, Shane, Clay.
By the way, I'll be on Dynasty Trades in 5 in 2 days, Thursday. So check it out.
Like they ask you, they never ask. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I love that there's so much crossover. And, I kind of said in jest, I was like, listen, I want you to follow good people. And those are really good people. I said, it always sucks, though, on Tuesday night we do in the AMA. We got to compete with these guys. How am I going to compete with a dynasty like this?
Well, what do you think? Like, just do.
And then Genji puts in JT's a hammer. And I'm like,
yeah. I'm going to help you guys do the math. Scott taught me a lot about math. I missed a couple easy bunnies in math with Dynasty MindWoRPed. Here's what the math is. I didn't sleep last night. We started the live stream at 10 o'clock. You do the math. Dynasty Trades in 5 had one at 8:30.
Right.
And we're still at like, I don't know, maybe 15% of their viewership right now. Like
we know better.
I'll tell you one thing. JT is a hammer, so I understand it, but we clearly aren't the hammer in the space. If you follow it, we're more like the orb. If you know, you know. Did you catch the context of that, Mike? Did you know that one? The 0RB? Oh, so awesome. He's orb.
With the orb.
They have it made on a hoodie. Dude, I'm so excited.
Hoodie.
So excited to see that.
They're giving it away tonight, I believe, as well. Couldn't do it because we're doing a trade show.
Yeah, we were recording when they were going, but I'm if you want it, I want to see a picture of it. Put it somewhere. I need to see someone wearing an orb hoodie. I'm actually like, I would say this. I think that you might be able to hold out. It's not that JT for a first isn't a good deal. I don't have any problem necessarily doing it if you think it's the right play. You know your league better than I do. So if that's the case, do it. For me, it would be more a fact of, is there a chance me holding right now is something I can use to buy something crazy later? That's the only thing. To me, if the difference in 2 to 3 first and what you can buy is massive. This is not saying JT is not awesome and couldn't still be a value this year. Like, let's create a picture where the Colts are very much in the playoff race and he's playing well. Why is he going to all of a sudden sit now? Right? Like, I think we think too far ahead on some shit like this. So I'm with you in principle, but my biggest thing is like what 2 first gets you versus what 3 first gets you in a league like this. Totally different leverage situation for me. So that's the one thing I'll just throw out there as a hesitation. Not saying you can't make the deal, just in general, that's my qualm.
Say Jonathan Taylor doesn't play at all this year. At all. Whatever. It's the worst case scenario.
Yep.
Is he playing next year?
That's not the question because the answer is yes, but the question is this. Does everyone in your league is going to value a first typically?
Is he playing next year?
Does everyone in your league value Jonathan Taylor?
Is he playing next year?
It's a rhetorical question. We all know the answer.
Just yes or no. Yeah, he's playing next year.
Okay.
Worst case scenario this year, doesn't play. Next year he does play.
Okay.
At the point that he's playing next year.
What if the Colts tag him and he's pissed?
Hold on. Is he playing next year? Yes. Okay.
Is he playing this year?
At that point that he's playing next year, is he still younger than what Nick Chubb is right now today? The answer is yes.
Yes, but is that offense going to be as good as what we expect Cleveland to be?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Doesn't matter.
And also, is he going to play this year?
We tried to project too far out.
I'm with you, but is he going to play this year?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
What you're saying he's going to play next year? Is he going to play this year?
Is he worth a first this time next year if he's playing?
If you can say he's going to play this year, we should have a defined. We should have a defined. Is he going to play this year or not? Do we know? He's going to play. He's going to play. But is he going to play a full season? That's what everyone's worried about.
I don't care.
Is he going to play a full season next year? You don't know if any back's going to play a full season next year.
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
How?
What? Like play a full season next year? Or be worth a first this time next year?
No. How do you know any back's going to play a full season next year? Name
I don't
one.
know any backs playing a full season in a year.
That's my point.
Who gives a shit?
That's my point. You're taking off-season conjecture too far to the extreme is my point, because you don't know any back's going to do that. Tony Pollard, we love him all, but name a back and tell me he's guaranteed to play the whole 17 games. You don't.
I don't know that any quarterback's guaranteed to play a full 17 games. We
know the odds are better, but we don't know. Joe Burrow could have almost lost the season in the preseason just now. I mean, it looks like he didn't, but
Justin Herbert almost smashed the shit out of his ribs and didn't play.
Justin Herbert then, and you were worried about that, and then he's running the next play. I mean, who knows?
Josh Allen almost became Brock Purdy.
Lamar Jackson hasn't played in the playoffs, the fantasy playoffs, in how many years in a row?
He's got a shit every
How many
game.
years in a row has Jackson not played in the playoffs?
He's got the runs.
How many years has he not been available for the fantasy football playoffs?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, we overblow it and we put too much proportion.
Will someone answer me in the chat? I think this McNutted bot I have is broken. How many years did Lamar not play in the fantasy football playoffs?
I don't know, Adam. Doesn't matter.
2 in a row. JT, we're already worried about won't play there, and Lamar is how valued is Lamar? I know. I'm agreeing and disagreeing. I'm just saying there's both sides of it. It's not as clear cut.
This time next year, if Jonathan Taylor doesn't play a fucking down in 2023,
this is how we know we're getting off the rails.
Is he worth a first? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Sorry.
Is he? Yes, but how many? Again, it comes out to the question: how many people will buy him for that?
Correct. Which is also why I say buy it in 2023 for one single first, because worst case scenario, you lose 2 buyers.
I don't disagree there, but it's all, again, like 3 firsts might be able to, not right now. Someone might not right now want to give up Justin Jefferson. There is a scenario in 8 weeks that Justin Jefferson with your 3 firsts in your team is on the table. That's the point I'm making.
Staunchly, like I said it earlier on the Samaje Perine thing, I'm staunchly against it.
Say that again, T-Rock.
I'm staunchly. No, don't. You brought T-Rock up.
No, T-Rock said, "Oh man, we're caught in a loop," because you were doing it to me and I was doing it to you. And I told everyone in the chat the answer, and here comes the 2 years.
Let's talk about.
Damn it! I love this. I love who? Do you guys know? I don't even know who that is. Does anyone here know anything about this, man? Where's the question? Is there a question for Juju?
No.
Or you just want to do it? Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh no, we got problems, Mike.
Oh no, Schumer's here.
Oh no, Peekaboo, I've arrived. Mike, let me ask you this real quick. Dynasty MindWoRPed's out. The WoRP tool is right now. I think one of the things that we touched on at the beginning or the end of the Dynasty MindWoRPed, to give people context. I don't know if you have the WoRP tool or don't right now. If you do or don't, you should at least consider it. And Dynasty MindWoRPed talks about all the different strategy levels of how we use the WoRP tool and how we can play for edges in our leagues. But one thing I want to mention about that, and we talked about in the final episode, is right now everything we've done with WoRP is based on stagnant information from literally last calendar year.
Right. And everything we do is projecting if this player finishes within this range. That's how you evaluate the WoRP on it, right?
And I'm not, listen, you should still use that all. But my point is, we are shortly away from the WoRP tool for the first time that in our existence, every single week giving you on the spot, big edge right away. Trend. And I'm telling you, that is going to be massive. That is going to that's going to change a lot of things. So if you're not hip to it, go give it a try. I'm telling you, it's changed so many things. I think for the better for me, Mike. But anyway,
I'm just thinking of last year. Okay, you think of last year, and I think about where I'm at now. We did it on Sunday with the underdog draft, and we're talking about my boy Juwan Johnson, right? And just how I just walk away with him. I think he's an incredible value. Could you imagine at some point last year if I had this WoRP tool? To be fair, Koopa did an incredible job, and he used to make spreadsheets. He used to put the spreadsheets in the Google Drive, and me, like a piece of shit, I never looked at them. Barely. Didn't pay attention. But if I had the access to the WoRP tool last year like it is now, and I've been so enthralled on it, at what point do I spot Juwan Johnson in every single one of my leagues?
I'll say this.
What point do I go what the fuck?
I can't give a definitive answer, but I do know one thing for sure. It's earlier.
A lot earlier, right?
It's earlier in some capacity. Can we talk about real quick on that point? Now, you would have made the correct bet earlier, but I think this is one thing about WoRP that I want to make sure people are cautioned on, and it's what we do as a whole when the season starts. It's just our nature as humans when we want to react because we haven't had football in a while. Mm-hmm. Be very careful of making big moves on 1 or 2 weeks of WoRP in the start of the year. 3, Sam Darnold and his comeback for the what's that? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There you go. Sam Darnold in Carolina, Mike. His first starts at Carolina. He was a top 12 quarterback. People were sending. Speaking of those first, Mike. People were sending those firsts for Sammy Darnold. Woof. Woof.
Good times. Good times.
I'm young enough to remember those days. You remember those?
Feels like forever ago.
Mike, tell me though, if we're not looking at WoRP. Also, some of the offseason bets we made last year, we're sending first for Akers and first for Gibson. What are we doing?
Yes.
Right? Yes. We save ourselves from stuff like that. So, hey, let our heirs help you guys. Use WoRP for the better of your team.
Except in the case of Jonathan Taylor. You send a first for a top 5 running back.
All right, but Gibson was a top 5 running back.
No, he was not.
I was getting ready to say when. No, he didn't. He wasn't. If you were going to tell me he was going to be a top 5 running back, that was your player bias that was insane, right? Jonathan Taylor has been that. Cam Akers, again, we've seen moments, but he's not been a top 5 running back, and it's not realistic to project that in his range of outcomes. Jonathan Taylor is a top 5 running back this year. Do we look back at this moment right now, August 1st, and be like, how did that happen? Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
We knew it happened. Oh, man. This has been a good one. It's been a good one. We got an hour. Damn near an hour and a half. We got to get you out of here. You got work to do still.
I got some, behind the scenes stuff I can't divulge yet, but we got time. We got time.
They will know tomorrow.
We got time.
They will know tomorrow. Okay.
I'm a man of the. You want to talk about your man? I'm a man of the people, man. Damn it.
Listen, I've had 3 vodkas and my bladder's full.
I gotcha. Go take a piss. I'll be right here.
We just talked about what happened the last.
You just don't go on the floor and we're fine. Go.
I can't guarantee it.
Then just make sure you turn the light on and aim better. You'll be fine. All right.
Just like I can't guarantee any running backs playing the rest of 2023.
You're not going to. Everyone watching, there's 62 people in here right now. I'm not letting Mike's bladder bully us out of here early. You go now, or you wait and you hold.
You were like, man, we got to get out of here.
That's what I said when I was tired at work. All right. Now I'm energetic. I got the people here. I got good questions.
What else we got for questions?
All right. Where I came up with Gino and Ramondre and saw them really high early. Koopa, this is another thing. We're going to have new information weekly that shows us, did you chase last year's WoRP or did you find values with WoRP?
That's fair.
I think that's actually some of the points I'm looking to see what happens. I think there's going to be times. I'm not saying this is you, Koopa, by the way, but for these two players, there's chasing players of WoRP and there's chasing like flat lines and tiers and stuff. What am I missing? Mike has two lazy lines. Wow.
P sitting down. Mike has two lazy eyes right now. What did I do to catch all these strays?
Mike, what did you do? First and foremost, everybody.
I didn't do anything.
I can tell you that's a lie because I just witnessed the trade show where Mike was trying to play the victim. And I know the game he's playing is not the victim. He's out here. You know what he's doing? He's gaslighting people. He's telling them on the show they made this great trade. Come trade with me again. And he knows damn well he's taking them to the woodshed, man. It's okay.
This is ridiculous. This is erroneous.
Erroneous on all accounts. Mike is too lazy. I'm putting all this shit on Mike's side that we get like terrible. This.
Cody Carpenter would be so proud of me, right? Live on there.
Have you ever peed sitting down?
Yeah. I was just about to say all the time.
I can't believe you answered that question so quickly.
Listen, okay. There's males in here, and you know after like certain events in your male life.
Well, I needed this session so bad, man. Oh, this is fantastic.
Certain body functions that you do, for pleasure, reproduction. Like there's some issues with urinating afterwards. And one of the easiest ways to rectify it is just to, sit and tuck. So, yes, if I've peed sitting down, I do it quite often. Or if I'm drunk.
Except for one night only,
Bro, I was too confident. That was the problem.
I could let Mike talk about that story for days. Dude, I'm telling you, I was sincerely wondering what was going to happen. It was so weird being there where I'm kind of drunk, but I'm nowhere near where Mike is, and I'm like, all right, maybe it's just me, but he sounds like he's fucked up right now. But then as he keeps going, I'm like, I can't cut him off. I got to keep letting this go. Then I find out the next day what happened. I'm like, well.
I know
late.
somebody hit us up on Twitter too about because we recorded the 40 Chess Dynasty Football podcast that night, and somebody was like, "Listen, I love you guys, but the F-bombs were flying, and you were definitely slurring your words." And I'm like, "You just raise my hand. I'm sorry. I'm guilty. You got me. I was jacked up. But hey, maybe I work better. Can I have my 199 back?"
That's fucking awesome. Damn it, JB. I wasn't expecting this out of JB, honestly, man.
I love that guy.
Adam, how do you know if you are not done pooping unless you pee?
Ooh. All right. Honestly, has anybody ever,
This is the real shit show all of a sudden.
Has anybody ever gone number 2 and not gone number 1? Shout out Dude Wipes.
Yes.
Look, see, Dude Wipes, I can plug anything at any point.
Today.
You went number 2 and you didn't do a number 1.
Mm-hmm. Mike, when's the last time you drank so much over... I got empty bottles to prove it. You can't pee. You're so dehydrated, there's nothing to come out. Are
you an alien?
Probably, a little bit, yeah.
Never. The answer to that question is never. And
seriously? I'll say I also, because I'm so dehydrated all the time, I try to hydrate like crazy, so I end up pissing a lot more often than most people. So I could basically piss 10 minutes ago and then have to go take a shit.
This is one of the greatest AMAs.
We could actually, you know what we could do is probably pull up WoRP on this.
WoRP on number one versus number
Yeah,
two.
how many times it happens, you know? Like, is it...
Adam, it's never happened. Never in the history of mankind has that happened.
Well, then I guess I would be an alien.
You are. There's something
I'm okay with
you.
that, by the way. I'm okay with it.
You said it happened.
Can I hold on? Let me.
Go to Ohio.
Is there something wrong with me? The answer to that question has been yes from the day I was born.
I mean, medically, like
yes.
Could be,
I mean medically too. Yes.
I mean, we have a doctor in the chat, in Dr. B. Harris. Medically, there's something wrong with you, I think.
Hold on, let's see. JB. He's not according to WoRP. I think the comments could drive the show for a little bit. I don't believe you, Adam.
Say doctor. A doctor doesn't.
You know what? Here, the person that created WoRP that I trust more than anyone at this point, that stays up with me till 5 a.m., knows.
Listen,
he knows.
You stayed up with Koopa. I love Koopa, but I'm convinced he's part of the lizard people.
Well, I'm a part of something. I don't know what it is. I've been telling myself for at least a couple years now it's a part of the shitheads, you know, because I can poop and not piss. I'm a shithead, a true shithead. All right.
The first Men in Black taught me not to trust everything that looks like a human. Okay, they are among us. Here was probably one of them too.
You know what I don't trust? You know what I don't trust is Mike as he gets continually more drunk and just starts leaning into.
I'm not. I'm just saying. It's physically impossible to do a number 2 without doing a number 1. He's a turtle.
See,
he's a turtle.
Koopa says it's exactly. That's okay. You know what? I don't need everyone to believe me. I don't.
Have we had a fantasy football question in the last 30 minutes?
Yes. 30 minutes, yes. 25, no.
No. Okay. Well,
we've gotten this, though. Here.
We got a LMAO.
I mean, we got just,
bullshit. See?
Mike,
Skippy knows.
I'll tell you this. I think we sell ourselves short here on this shit show. Like, we always just answer questions and talk football, and every now and again, the people are in conjecture season. They don't want to hear Jonathan Taylor. They've heard Jonathan Taylor. They just want to hear Mike talk about pissing on the floor, having a good time with his beard. Is it possible to sit down and take a shit and not piss? Like, it's just some of these things are what the people want, man. I mean, the people drive the show, not me.
Pee with fingers. Dr. B said it. You guys are aliens. I'm dying. AD did ask if you start to pee, but in the middle of the pee you got to poop. What do you do? And I think Redward's hit it perfectly. You just do a 180 no scope, right? Just turn right around. I don't care if it's in the urinal. Okay, you got to do what you got to do.
Have you ever done that
in the urinal?
Yeah. Have you had an emergency situation, almost like what's that called? Bridesmaids, where the girl has to take a shit in the sink. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. That's
a great scene. That's a great scene.
That is
the movie has moments of great scenes. I'm not gonna say it's a hilarious movie, but there are moments of hysterical laughter in that movie.
I like the whole movie. Not gonna lie.
There's points I was like, not for me, but I get you. I get you. Great funny movie moments throughout the whole fucking movie.
When I saw it in theaters, I thought it was a lot like the female version of The Hangover. You know what I mean? Like that kind of movie.
I like that T-Rock is so on the rails, he's still putting the emoji in to get to his other question.
Scroll up to his question.
Genji doesn't know what WoRP is the title. Is the title of your show, y'all, are Legacies Are Tarnished. I don't know. Where's the question, T-Rock?
That's also what the MindWoRP series is for, right? You spent a whole first episode on it.
So here's the thing. We have the free version. We have a 2-hour with Koopa live stream, which perfect. I made Koopa. Yep. I made Koopa because of people that were, having issues. They didn't want to watch the whole thing. He timestamped the whole fucking thing. He went back and did the work on that. All right? Shout out to Koopa again. He's a fucking G. He may be an alien. He may be the only other person besides me that can shit without pissing.
He may be a turtle.
But he did all that. All right? So you have the free version. And if you want a crazy deep dive, you got MindWoRPed. I don't know what... I still don't see a T-Rock question that I didn't get to. Oh, here we go. I found it. Does the Elite Four quarterbacks welcome 2 more quarterbacks this year? Lamar, Herbert, or T-Law?
100%. Yes.
I'll say yes. I don't know that it has to be the 2 of those 3.
I shouldn't say 100%, right? We don't speak in certainties, but yes.
I think there's a scenario where it happens, yeah.
If I was a bet man, right? If this was a prop on Underdog, if this was a prop on, one of the betting service, DraftKings. Shout out to you if you'd like to sponsor us as well. FanDuel, I'll take your stuff and Prize Picks as well.
Welcome to the shit show, DraftKings.
I would bet it. I would bet it.
All right,
For
so
real.
we got this is awesome.
Adam, if you go back and you look at the WoRP for 21, 20, 19, 18, I don't know if I can say I've looked at 17, but those last couple of years before last year, you had a much more fluid, like top 8, top 9 in WoRP wise for just about any league format for quarterbacks. So I would say you can definitely pencil one of these guys in for sure. Lamar, Herbert, T-Law, Justin Fields.
Well, but I was just going to say, I think can 2 get into the mix so it's 6 this year? Yes. I'm going to say this, and I don't care if people hate it or not. Locking 2 of those 3 is not what I'm doing. We don't know. We don't know enough about anything to guarantee that someone else can't get that it's not listed right there. Period.
Right. Did we think Fields or T-Law?
I don't care what you think about Dak. Dak has been in. I know he ran a little more, but Dak has been in the quarterback 1 conversation.
Yes.
Not really that long ago. I mean, it's been a few years, but it's not like it's eternities ago. You know,
we've seen Lamar be the QB1,
and Lamar's listed here, so I get him. But why can't Fields be that? Why can't Fields take a slight uptick? He was the stone cold worst as far as yardage and points in fantasy as a passer. Why can't he take an uptick there and be in where he was already top 5 in certain leagues?
I'm advocating a lot for. I love Anthony Richardson, right? Like Ray got me on this train with Anthony Richardson. I love him.
Don't do what you're gonna do.
Listen, I've been on this train.
There's on this screen behind you. There is a no ceilings graphic. I know what you're about to do right now. Is you're gonna try to put a ceiling on him. Don't do it.
No.
Don't.
I've been on this. Like I love Anthony Richardson, right? And I fully agree. You and I may differ on who should have been the rookie 101.
Here we go.
In
Skippy
format.
Tua. Don't sleep on the man.
Boom. That's another one. I've been on this you should sell Anthony Richardson because he's damn near peak. We just did a damn podcast on this. Mm-hmm. But Adam, do you remember how good Cam Newton's rookie year was? I'm not saying that Anthony Richardson is going to have it, but heaven forbid.
And it was a lot of rushing, by the way, for those that forget.
Heaven forbid Anthony Richardson, who profiles a lot like Cam Newton, right? Or Josh Allen, or however you want to put it.
Except for if you watch the short, he destroyed him in the 40.
Okay. But profiles a lot like Cam Newton.
Very much, yeah, I'm with you.
Heaven forbid A-Rich comes out and has a season close to what Cam Newton did his rookie year.
What's keeping him from doing that, honestly, Mike?
What's keeping him from doing that? Mm-hmm. I think just experience. Cam Newton had much more experience. He had that freshman year where he kind of split time a little bit with Tim Tebow. Then he went his sophomore year when he got kicked out of Florida, went to a junior college, but took him to a national championship, in junior college, and then came back and had the Heisman season at Auburn, playing the biggest schools, beating the shit out of Alabama, much to that fan base's dismay, running the table with the perfect season. So
sure, but
experience-wise, at least Cam Newton was much more polished coming out. And this is one of the things. Does A-Rich have arm talent? 100%, Adam. I'm not going to deny it. He's got a cannon. He's got a fucking cannon. But I saw Cam Newton in his Heisman season at Auburn, beat Alabama through the air, not only the ground, right? Actually throw for 300 yards and multiple touchdowns and put touch on his pass and be accurate and not only have a cannon and that elite size and rushing ability, but do it all. We never really saw that from Anthony Richardson yet. Can he do it? 100%. I think that's the biggest difference between the two. If you ask me what keeps him from doing that, that's what I would say.
Fair. I mean, I would say what you're really saying though about Newton is he came in coming off of the year he did. I don't think when you look at his body of work he had more experience technically than A-Rich did. I'm with you there, but it's not like Cam Newton had this crazy body of work in college. It was shifting a lot of different places. I think when he came in though was crazy uber confidence because he came off that national title. He was unbelievable that last year, so he had the confidence thing going. But Mike, this team won 6 games. He got to a lot of his passing numbers trailing, also rushing, scrambling, trying to come back. You just look at his numbers in his rookie season. I mean, he had 21 touchdowns through the air and 17 picks for those that are not really necessarily hip to it. He did have 4,000 yards, which is crazy considering like people may not realize that was his best passing year ever. As far as yards go. His MVP season was damn near that, but it was so efficient with touchdowns that people don't understand that part.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's a fun trivia question right there.
Oh, dude, I've been to Cam. Listen, Cam, you think I'm hype on A Rich? You should have seen me back in the younger days with Cam. I was Cam Truth. I wear the jersey every now and again. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Anthony Richardson can absolutely, I think personally, obliterate anything that Cam Newton's done as far as yards go. Cam's hovered around 700. I think A Rich could hit a Justin Fields level game, 150-ish anytime. Any game. Okay. Yeah, why not? He gets an open space, he can take one to the house. Cam Newton, one thing you never saw him really do was run a deep, long one. He got a lot of his yards through just volume, and he had a bunch of touchdown upside, which we don't know if A-Rich has that, but it's a lot different in that regard. But I think A-Rich, because of the way that the game has moved forward, like the way you're going to catch the elite passers of Burrow and Mahomes is by high rushing octane offense and upside with like quarterback like A-Rich who can take any single one to the house. I think that's the difference. Mute.
By all reports, I don't know if they're accurate or not because we're in peak just bullshit season for the most part.
You better take at least none of them to be accurate.
Okay, but did you see the one where they're like A-Rich has put on 10 pounds or 15 pounds of muscle since the combine, which would put him damn near 260, which is Cam Newton like esque. So
with a 4.40.
Oh my god,
Mike, just real shit. Yeah. Here's what you know. When go watch him play for Florida and tell me right now if you're not a D-Gen C2C over the top. Who was he throwing the football to in college?
Justin Shorter. That's the only one.
And I'll tell you what most people who?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm not trying to disrespect Justin Shorter. He didn't have any weapons. This is the SEC he's playing against. And this is a guy that's not polished. What did you expect him to be as a passer? I think there's just going to be some very big up and downs with his passing early in his career. But ultimately in fantasy, as long as he keeps the job, I don't necessarily care about that.
I'm really thinking like I don't follow college football the way Matt Bruning or Felix Sharp or the guys at Campus can't follow college football, right? This is also why I go to them for my college football.
Shout out Campus to Canton. If you're new here and you want to know college stuff to get to the Dynasty side, you got to go see Campus to Canton. Follow them on YouTube.
But I'm not just some Joe Schmo. Like I follow Iowa. I know just about everything there is to know about Iowa football. I follow a lot of the Big Ten, and then when Iowa's not playing because they're not a premier school, we play at 11 o'clock a lot of times, right? What am I watching in the afternoons or the evenings? SEC games, primetime games, Caleb Williams, all the big names. Like you understand those guys. Adam, I'm telling you, like I know some college football, not to the level of those guys. But you asked me, like, who was he throwing to? I can name 3 players on that Florida offense last year. Justin Shorter, because he's in the NFL on the Bills, and some people have been hyping him up.
That's why I preface with, I'm not talking to you directly.
The only other one
in general.
The only other one that I know on that offense besides Anthony Richardson was Travis Etienne's little brother, Trevor.
And how good is he?
And that's it. That's all I know.
I know. And that's their offensive. I'm just saying there's a guy that's not polished, inexperienced, that's dealing with no passing weapons versus an SEC defense. And what did he do? What did he do constantly, Mike? What did he do? Run the fuck away from everybody.
Crazy. Okay. All right. Like, I still think the right process play is if you get.
I'm not telling you at a certain range not to get off A-Rich. I'm not saying hold him till or die. I'm telling you. For a lot of times, I think A-Rich is still being slept on as far as his current year production.
Back to the original point, though, if he does anything close to what Cam Newton did his rookie year and puts up those kind of numbers, you don't think people will put him in that Elite Four? We're still going to have the same dudes, I would imagine, but we'll be talking about it like the Elite Six. You know what I mean? Or the Elite Five.
To give you context on Cam Newton's rushing, he was roughly a 700-yard rusher when he was doing well. Daniel Jones last year ran for 700 and was quarterback 12.
Damn. And I think he stinks.
I'm just telling you that A-Rich's ceiling on rushing is much different than any of the other guys. So that's the reason for me it's there.
Crazy.
I mean, he's an outside. He's a more of a long shot bet. I'm not projecting him to be a top 4 quarterback this year. Everyone watching trying to hate. That's not what I'm saying. I think there's a scenario where his rushing floor is very, very high.
I think his situation for weapons too is better than what Justin Fields had to deal with last year. I think 1, the offensive line is better. 2, the weapons. Michael Pittman Jr. is actually a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. Justin Fields did not have that. Darnell Mooney is not a number 1 wide receiver. Brian Pringle sure as hell isn't. So the tight end situation, you want to call it a push or give the edge to Fields, I won't argue there. I don't know what happens with Jonathan Taylor, whether he's in the mix or not. But the ancillary piece is like, I kind of like Josh Downs, Antoine Pierce. I'm not even going to call him Alec. Antoine Pierce, at least at the very worst, is a fantastic big body deep threat.
Right. With you.
Like size, speed combo, like perfect for a guy who's got a massive cannon of an
I think
arm.
there's enough there too that they can try to keep him similar to Cam Newton, like closer to the line of scrimmage, unleash it when you have the opportunity to, but try to keep him like in a confined situation where he's not too far outside of craziness where he's going to get himself in big trouble. I think they're going to try to dictate the offense to be that way. So
I like it.
At a certain point, I'm taking A-Rich. But no, I mean, that's the point with that whole conversation is, yes, I think, is there a scenario where other people are rivaling Joe Burrow in points per game in WoRP? Sure. Now, is it Lamar? Is it T-Law? Is it Herbert? Yeah, it definitely could be. Those guys all could. They could pass him, frankly. Like, let's just call it what it is. They could pass him.
Those would be the safest
The
bet.
easy candidates, but we also, every year, go back to last year this time. Go watch some content. I know you won't, but just do it and realize that everyone was hating on T-Law like it's not happening. It's over. You can't project it. You can't tell me who exactly is going to have a chance to reach that. You can't. Jalen Hurts wasn't going to do it. Jalen Hurts wasn't going to do it, right?
I'll self-deprecate with the best of them, right? And you just said Jalen Hurts. Remember, I made a buy-sell list. Jalen Hurts was on the sell list. I'm an idiot. I apologize for that. But one of the few things that we got right is we did a nice player short on Trevor Lawrence, even though the audio quality by me was dog shit because I'm talking to a webcam instead of this nice mic in front of me. And the other one we did was Justin Fields. So one of the few things we got right last year was those 2 quarterbacks. We also did one on Tua, who had a fantastic year outside of the concussions. So I did see somebody in the chat, you put it up there for a minute, did say Tua, possibility.
Yeah, Tua. If Tua stays healthy and and Tyreek's playing the whole season, why can he not be in the mix of Joe Burrow light and in the conversation in WoRP where it's not very different? Why? And
I still to this day don't give a shit about his arm strength. I still don't.
How many yards did Tyreek Hill have last year? I think it was like a decent amount. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was okay, right?
Yes. Yep. I'm with you.
What did you think about his season last year? Did you like it?
I liked it, other than the concussions. Or you talking Tyreek Hill?
Both of them.
I love Tyreek Hill season this year.
Yes. I don't know. It's just I think people overthink it a lot of times. I think the quarterback, in theory, just looking at historical data, should bounce back at a better clip than it's been. But
great
projecting. Yeah, this is the walk-off question. More important to get shit done the day after a night out. Advil, sunglasses, Gatorade, go Mike.
Gatorade.
Yeah. I'm going to go Gatorade because you got to have hydration. You got to have electrolytes.
Shout out to Powerade if you want to sponsor us too. I don't discriminate.
That's where LeBron started, right? Powerade,
Let's go Powerade.
Don't forget the roots, man. Don't forget the roots. I would say a close second is Advil, though. A very close second. If you can give me water and Advil versus just Gatorade with no Advil, I could make a case. But I'm going to lean Gatorade. The way the question is, it's Gatorade, no debate.
Gatorade. I did see somebody.
Sunglasses I can miss.
Are we doing anything live at the expo? And the answer is 100% yes when we get together.
Dude, I literally. So let me just say this before we get out of here. When Mike gets here on Tuesday, I'm going to have a whole new setup. The only reason I don't have it set up exactly yet because I wanted to be a surprise. New setup. Tuesday we're doing stuff. Wednesday, recently some things happened at work. I called off Wednesday a whole day of just content. This is pre-expo. And then wait till you see I have all this stuff ready to take to the expo. There's going to be expo content. Here's what you fail to realize, everybody watching this, including Mike. we're just getting out of the blocks, man. We are just getting out of the blocks. This thing is, if you think this is off the rails, you have a long way to go. We are going to be so far off the rails, it's going to be crazy.
I don't think they'll let me do it, but I'll try. Maybe an AMA at Christie's. What do you think?
I think that probably does draw the line, but I love where your head's at, big guy. Like, I think the creativity is high. I think there's a lot of issues, lighting, lawsuits. I mean, there's a handful of other things that we can get into, but at least we'll start with those two. Won't be doing that, but
oh man,
as close as you can get to that, drawing the line will be what we do explore. So I don't know, man. Honestly, at this point, I know it's late. I didn't sleep yesterday. I got a lot of work to do. I love you guys. I love you guys. I need an Advil. I need a Gatorade. I don't need sunglasses. It's dark outside, but love y'all. We'll see you back next time for AMA. Mike will be in person. Mike will be in person for AMA next week. Are we doing that Tuesday when you land, like late, or are we just going to do Wednesday?
Let's do Wednesday because I get in late.
There you go. Everybody mark it down in your calendars. New people, old people, all of you. Wednesday. In person, Mike and Adam, like you've never seen before. You thought this was good. It's going to be next level, man. It's going to be next level. We love you guys. We're out of here. Peace.